GM everyone, welcome back to another GC Crypto episode. After a very slow weekend, price didn't do too much over the weekend, and I'm joined by two of my closest Aussie friends in crypto, so it's great to have, obviously, Craig back on the show as he is every day. But Zen, GM to you, mate. How you going today as well?
Doing well, GM. Yeah, always good to be on here with you two legends, and yeah, I'm sure we'll chat about some fun stuff.
Should be good. Craig, how's your weekend, mate?
Yeah, good, dude. Hey, Zeneca, Greeny. G'day, everyone. Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm sore, dude. I started back at the gym after breaking my hand.
Oh, true. Yeah.
First time back in 10 weeks. So I started, chest is killing, legs are horrendous.
That's good. It's good to feel pain.
Yeah, so first time back under the Olympic bar squatting in quite some time. So my butt cheeks, dude, are friggin', so I'm walking real weird. So even at the live event, I'm going to be looking so weird. I was like, why did I start just before this event?
Yeah, that's so funny.
Anywho, I'm feeling my age, man. I'm feeling my age. So flexibility sucks, but I'm sore. But it's nice to see you. It's a rainy day today. I don't know what you guys are like, but it's raining here. So it's a good day to just sit down and chat to you lads about the market. It doesn't look like it's doing a heck of a lot, but crabbing.
Yeah, exactly right. And we'll dive straight into that in a moment. But obviously, massive shout out to our two partners, guys. OKX, Easy Exchange, one of the safest exchanges in crypto. Massive shout out to them for supporting us here at GC Crypto over the past couple of weeks. And as Craig said before, we have our IRL event with them in Brisbane tomorrow. If you're keen to come along, send us a DM. We'll give you the link to sign up and register. I'm not sure if it's closed yet. I actually haven't checked, but we haven't heard. So hopefully some people can still come along if they'd like. But yeah, if you're keen to sign up, you can sign up in the links down below, guys. And if you get free $75 once you trade $1,000 of volume. So that's pretty cool. And then the second partner, Yeet, which I know has partnered with Zen as well. Yeet, shout out to Mando, KBM, and the guys over there. Some of the best people literally in crypto. So it's a privilege for us to partner with them as well. We'll be giving away $1,000 cash this week to a lucky live viewer. Maybe split it across a couple, maybe $500 to a couple people. So yeah, make sure you tune in and listen out for the code word later this week as well from them. So shout out to Yeet for partnering with us. Boys, I want to start there's many topics we can talk about today, but I suppose, Zen, the last time we had you on the show was pretty much Q1, I'm pretty sure, from memory. So that was before you got married, before you went and traveled to Japan, probably before you reconfigured your portfolio and stuff as well. So firstly, congratulations from us at GC Crypto for getting married. And obviously, congratulations on going on a nice little extended holiday. Craig and I are very jealous of that, and we cannot wait to do something like that. So how was all of that experience? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, it was fantastic. The wedding was amazing. The honeymoon was great. I mean, extended holiday. You went on an 8-month-long honeymoon. So like, I was
worked full time.
Yeah.
Reenie's on full-time holiday just today. He's going on holiday this month, I think.
2 weeks, Craig.
2 weeks.
I think we're going to be in Europe at the same time because
we cross over like a couple of days. Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really good. It was nice to be it was the first time I like fully disconnected from the market. Like I've obviously gone on holidays and traveled over the last few years, but it was this time where I was like, I didn't open Twitter, I didn't open Discord, I didn't open Telegram, I didn't even check the prices. Like I literally didn't know the price of Bitcoin or ETH for well over a week, which is kind of crazy just given how often I check it when I'm in the space. But it was good. And honestly, I never really got fully back into the swing of things in terms of like, I used to be like trading meme coins and being in the trenches, and I've just kind of maybe just decided I didn't really want to do that. And that maybe led to that whole portfolio restructuring that I've done lately.
Yeah, no, I love that. I've only just noticed your little sub, name.
Well, Zed, put in your, what was it, professional job? Well, I don't know, but a title. Yeah.
I love that. Craig, off you go.
Yeah. How did you find that time disconnecting, actually? I'm just going to go off that. How did that? Because
it was glorious, honestly. It was, it was really, really, really nice. And it sort of made me realize, again, like what's really important in life and how sort of ultimately meaningless a lot of what happens in the crypto space is, especially things like crypto Twitter drama and nonsense and stuff like that. But even just like day-to-day price action, you know, when you're in the thick of it, it feels like it's the biggest thing in the world, and it can be very heavy and can weigh on you, and stress and anxiety. You know, but when you just take a step back, or take 2 steps back, and live in the rest of the world when most people aren't deep in the space, I don't know, it's just a nice perspective shift.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I listened to a couple of podcasts over the weekend when I drove to Brisbane back to catch up with family, and it's actually enlightening listening to non-crypto related stuff. And it also still shows you how probably early we are from a real macro point of view, like for BTC, for ETH, for stablecoins, and all that. And I want to talk obviously deep about crypto today, but let's talk about golf. Where's this passion for golf come? Talk to us, for the viewers who are out there, the people who follow you on Twitter and everything like that. Where has this come from, and how do you think that's impacted you in a relationship with crypto, perhaps?
Yeah, well, that's fun. Let's see how I can tie it back into crypto. But I've always liked golf. I played a little bit as a kid. I liked it a lot. But then I had basically my brother's a professional golfer. My parents play golf. So it's like a golfing family, grew up in the environment. But I had a bad back for like literally 10, 15 years and couldn't really play. And so finally I got that fixed about a year ago. And yeah, I just started getting into more physical activity, started like rock climbing, bouldering, and then started to get slowly back into golf, and really just fell in love with it all over again. It's just such a fantastic game. You're out there, it's social, you're in nature, you get fresh air, you're disconnected from crypto, you know, hours, you're really not checking the charts much, if at all. And it's just a really fun, interesting, challenging, complex game. So I'm really just drunk the Kool-Aid, and I'm fully obsessed now. And I think to tie it into crypto, I think one of the ways it does compare is that with, I was actually working on a newsletter article on this. With crypto, it's common to compare yourself to others, but really you're playing against yourself, and you just want to be a better trader compared to how you were before. With golf, it's the same. Like, you can play and you compare yourself to others. You can have a competition and other scores, but really you're just trying to be better than you were yesterday and improve your own game. And I think that's the takeaway to focus on. Both golf and crypto.
I love it as well. Like, as you know, we've played a couple of rounds together and whatnot, and it's good fun. Hey, I do enjoy it, and I'm addicted to getting better myself. And then you see people like yourself, or like Easy, I know Kicks plays golf as well, and you see those boys play, and you're like, well, it's a really good social sport that even if I was to travel to America, I could probably just say, hey boys, do you want to like catch up? First time ever, let's just go play golf and do it over that. So I really like it as that separation. And I think physical exercise, as Craig said, he's been getting back into the gym. It just really helps you balance out mental health, physical health, but obviously just crypto as well. And that there's a life out there. And don't forget, your health is probably so important. I think a lot of people 100%. In crypto really are plugged in 24/7, and that's really toxic for the long term as well. Okay, let's talk portfolios. So one of the most, I'm going to say, viral points of Zeneca over the past 6 to 12 months has been the reconfiguration of all. Like, I remember when I first spoke to you, I think you had, I don't even know, 100 different exposures. I think it was crazy exposure.
Not even including like all the different NFTs. It was
exactly like, without including NFTs. Yeah, and so what was that shift like? Why, I suppose, for the viewers POV, why did you shift from having a myriad of exposure to down to 5 real core sort of approach right now?
Yeah, I kind of always wanted to do this. Like, I remember it was like maybe like August, September 2021, a few months after I'd gotten into crypto, and I've been trading tons of NFTs, and I felt like my portfolio had gotten out of control. It was too much stuff. But it was like overwhelming to sort of cram that back into a smaller size. Yeah. And because I was like trading every single day, it requires time and reflection, and you just got to set aside a bunch of time to figure out how you're going to do it. And especially with NFTs, listing them back then was one by one. And so my portfolio had always been unruly and out of control. And I always knew, like, deep down, that the best strategy would be to have fewer positions and higher quality and high conviction positions. And I guess, to combine with everything else we've been talking about, this year was probably the time where I felt like I had that space and disconnection, and didn't feel like I was missing out by not being in the trenches or trading this, that, or the other, or, exploring a new chain or doing some new DeFi protocol stuff. And so, yeah, I basically, I do this exercise periodically, probably every 1 to 2 months, where I list out all the holdings I have, and then I rank them by level of conviction, like low, medium, high, maybe 1 or 2 others. And and then I just started shopping. I was like, all right, if I have low conviction in it, there's no point holding. I'm just going to sell that and buy more of the things I have the highest conviction in. And ended up with 80% of my portfolio, I'd say roughly, is now in 5 tokens. And then the other 20% it's still in about 20 tokens, which is probably too high, and I want to cut that down again. But it's way better than the hundreds plus it used to be. And actually, I'm going to do the same thing for NFTs soon.
Okay. Regarding your NFTs, are they down from when you bought them, would you say, or are they up?
I mean, it's really hard to say because there were so many different NFTs bought at so many different time periods. I'm definitely up overall on NFTs, but it's just really too difficult to say on a lot of them.
Yeah, very fair, very fair. Okay, let's talk about those specific 5. Why did you choose these 5? And give the crowd maybe a point of view around why why you're still convicted on them. Because as far as I'm aware, they have been your conviction all year. They haven't really.
So the 5 major ones are BTC, ETH, Hype, Rect, and Pengu. Sol used to be up there, but then I ended up converting that to Hype. And basically, I mean, I think BTC and ETH are just 2 really good core positions to have. I've been a massive ETH bull, basically more than like anything else since 2021 when I first got in. Finally, that's kind of coming good. And then I wanted sort of like something higher up on the risk curve, and that's where Rect and Pengu come in. And really, they're similar-ish coins in the sense that they're bets on people, Luca and OSF. They're bets on community, they're bets on cults, they're bets on IP, virality, memeability, brands, all of that kind of stuff. And I just feel like they're 2 of the best that, probably the 2 best that I can think of that fit that category. They have a little bit of a relationship to NFTs as well because they both have NFT collections. And so I feel a little more comfortable in that world and just knowing more of the people in that world as well. So I just sort of, my conviction has just grown over time for both of those tokens. And that's kind of how that ended up.
Yeah, okay. And are these a long-term approach? Are these something that you'll swing trade? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I'll say medium term, which is always hard to define in crypto, but I will definitely be taking profits if we get some sort of euphoria. But I'm not really like I'm up considerably on both the Rect and Pengu positions, for instance, since I was buying earlier. But I don't feel like I want to be taking profits at this point yet. So in fact, I'm still buying Rect at least. So maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. It's obviously a high risk play, but I'm kind of trying to get sort of a 3, 4, 5x from this current position. On a considerable amount of size. And that's one of the nice things when you have high conviction is you can make big bets, and you don't need like a 10x or a 50x or a 100x. It's like a single digit multiple from here is still going to be I'm going to be very happy with that if it works out.
Yeah, I think that's a big shift I've had too recently, and that's why I plowed money into Link and plowed money into Rect and Pengu and Hyperliquid as well, because same as you, it's like even if it just goes up 70% or 50%, I'm like,
oh yeah,
sweet, like that's more, that's a salary for like 2 or 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is. It's like, oh yeah, I need to relate it back to IRL. I think that's a big thing that a lot of people struggle with in crypto. So, Craig,
I guess just going off what Zeneca said there, how are you finding? With your change in strategy, you said your portfolio was, and it's a lot like mine in 21. I found mine got quite unruly and kind of out of control and hard to keep an eye on everything. How have you found the strategy you've got at the moment with bigger swings, with less bags compared to, say, 21, just stress level wise and things like that? How are you finding that change?
Infinitely less stressful. I mean, I think it's part of it is they're all higher-ish market cap tokens. Like Rect is the lowest market cap, and it's still hundreds of millions. And then we're talking there are others are in the billions. And so the volatility is generally less than if you're holding things that are like 10 million or less. But the other thing is there's just way fewer things to be paying attention to. So if you have 30 tokens that you have a reasonable amount of money in, then you kind of want to be paying attention and looking to like when are you taking profits on these, when are you cutting them, all that kind of stuff. And and because they're so volatile, it's just like it's nonstop stress. With most of my portfolio in these 5 tokens, I can go days without really thinking about my portfolio at all and not stress and not worry and go play golf. And so it kind of works out, nicer for where I'm at least.
Are you DCAing into these 5 or just, as you said, just Rect only at this point in time?
Pretty much just Rect only. Let me think. Yeah, pretty much just Rect only at the moment. I was earlier, go back a few months, I was selling off other positions to get into all of these ones a bit more.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm at a point now where I have kind of enough the right amount of BTC that I want, the right amount of ETH, really, especially if you consider ETH NFT exposure. I maybe want to pick up some more Pengu is probably the next one I'd be looking at, because I had to, unfortunately, well, I timed it really poorly. I sold off a bunch just at the end of financial year for tax loss harvesting purposes, and I didn't rebuy any of it. So that was kind of the bottom. But, you know, that's life.
Yeah, that is life. Sorry, Craig. Go again.
No. Oh, the other part I was going to come off there, or dovetail off, was, and how is your, you said the stress was this, how's the performance been, being an active trader in 21 versus, say, maybe a more, I don't know if the word is a passive trader in 25?
Yes, a slower trader maybe. It's hard to compare to 21, because 21 was nuts with NFT euphoria. But if we say 22, 23, 24, and even the beginning of 2025, I would say my results have been better, spending far less time. Like I made money trading, say, meme coins late 2024 on Solana and stuff like that. But I, like many people, probably would have been better off if I just sold it all, put it all into Bitcoin back then, or all into some other token back then. And so I'm kind of now starting to see that play out in real time, where I'm not doing the day-to-day trading, and I've just got it all in a handful of positions. And like ETH has done very, very well lately. Rect has done very, very well. Pengu's done very well. Hype has done decently well. It's not done crazy, but it's sort of, you know, holding up pretty well considering market conditions. And BTC is also holding up. So it's sort of, it's performed well. And I think if all goes to plan, then a lot more of the upside, at least on the riskier assets, is still to come. If not, then, you know, that's the risk I'm taking.
Greeny?
What is your exit strategy?
Yeah, it's to scale out of positions. Kind of, if I hit a sort of portfolio 2 to 3x from here, I'll be very happy and start selling significantly. My exit strategy has always been to like DCA out of positions rather than just try and time the top. And deciding when to do that is obviously still, when to start doing that is obviously a difficult part, or a difficult thing. I guess I feel like later this year is probably going to be a really good time to be doing that. I don't know for sure, but if, you know, you just look for signs and signals, like are things getting frothy? Are people feeling euphoric? Is fear and greed index really high? That's a surprisingly good indicator of things. Have I hit my targets and multiples? All that kind of stuff. And then I'll start scaling out. I'll probably still keep core positions in BTC, ETH, probably those two. Maybe a bit of the others, but I guess I think I'll keep a little bit in all of them. But the hope will be to, I'm actually, another newsletter article I'm working on is like preparing for the bear market. And so like you want to have a bunch of stables and capital to capitalize on if and when a significant correction happens. So
No, let's talk about content, because I definitely want to talk about that. We've seen a massive shift in content from, I know I wasn't really on crypto Twitter in 21 and that sort of cycle. I was more so like, I started at the end of 22 into 2023. But even though I'm aware of the shift in content in terms of what actually drives views this sort of cycle compared to last cycle, marketing has really shifted this cycle. It's been very much on, no, you've created a brand from zero. We're willing to pay you because people listen to you in an authentic and organic way. What's your perception of content and the journey of content, I suppose, in crypto, but maybe more so globally from crypto's point of view from the outside, if that makes sense?
I think we're very much living in a content creation and creators world. It's becoming more and more like that ever since the advent of social media and then smartphones, and like more and more people are becoming content creators one way or another. And I think it's just becoming more normalized, and people are accepting and adjusting to that. And that's fascinating from just a global perspective. Within crypto, it's definitely changed and evolved a lot. In the early days, you were very much ostracized if you took any sort of paid content deal. Even in 2021, it was very, you didn't want to be taking money to basically shill a project or promote or market, or, you know, partnering with someone still a bit borderline and stuff like that. Whereas now it's very much commonplace, and you kind of, you see this divide a bit between like the old guard of crypto who still don't love that kind of stuff, and the new guard who are just doing a lot of it. And I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. I don't know where I feel like I do some partnerships and promoting of stuff that I'm advising or I'm invested in, but I don't really like to take paid content deals too much. I'll basically do my newsletter sponsorships, and that's about it on that front. It's just a tricky one, because there's so much vaporware in crypto as well, and you end up seeing a lot of people just promote and shill garbage.
Yeah.
But then you also look at it from the other flip side, and you're like, well, if you're someone who maybe has higher standards and filters out the stuff that you're willing to, the companies you're willing to work with, and then you're sharing higher quality stuff with your audience, then you're actually helping them, avoid the garbage. It's just it's a tricky minefield of an area, and I don't think anyone has it figured out. But I do think it's gotten, I would say, worse in the sense that I see so much more now of people promoting projects, taking paid content deals, not disclosing it, because I see a lot of the same deal flow myself. I'll get someone reaching out saying, hey, this company wants to pay you to create content about this. And I'll say no. And then I'll see 20 people tweeting about it. And that happens all the time. And so it's getting worse in that sense. And so I think for the individual who's not privy to maybe that side of everything, you just need to be more and more skeptical and wary of who you follow. Understand that a lot of people are being paid and not talking about it. And do your own research and just be skeptical.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, look, I agree with Zenek and Greeny. You're at the same stage as well, really, where you're kind of trying to filter through the weeds of promo and sponsorship and partners, and then got to be really fussy with who those partners are. And just as Zenek said, the really tricky thing is something that could look great today, tomorrow they could have done a runner, and it can leave you as the creator looking like the bad guy versus the founder of said project who's really taken the money and run. You're like, fuck, like I'm the one who shilled it now. Now I look like an idiot. Zenek, I guess one of the other things I usually do ask other creators is, how do you navigate trying to find the good projects to partner with versus the bad, or even to invest in, like angel investing and stuff like that? How do you navigate that? Because that's kind of a world that I'm only just starting to kind of enter, but not really. So I wondered how you kind of went about that.
Yeah, angel investing is a whole. I'll talk about partnering first, and then angel investing. I mean, the approach to both is to have like high standards and to say no a lot more than you say yes, and to come up with your own sort of set of rules and be like, I'm not willing to do X, Y, and Z, and I'll not take too many deals, and if something comes along that I think is adding value to the space or will help my followers, or and they're not scammy, and the founders are, I know them or know of them and respect them and that kind of stuff, then you sort of can filter through them all. But it's definitely tough, especially because of what you said before about how you can partner with a project that looks pretty legit and doing well now, but then they end up rugging 4 months from now and catch everyone off guard. And you can never 100% avoid that. I've definitely worked with some NFT projects that basically did that. But it's as long as you disclose it, I think, and upfront with people, that's about as best as you can do. And then work with just as high a quality, like OKX and Yeet, fantastic partners. They're both, I have a lot of respect for both of those companies. And you just be careful about who you work with. And it's sort of a bit of trial and error. And I think just saying no a lot more than yes. And then in terms of same approach for angel investing, I think I've probably invested in like 80 plus companies now over the last few years, which is way too many. Part of it was like, I just consciously took this spray and pray approach where I was like, I'm just going to throw a small amount into a whole bunch. I'll do a little bit of research and make sure it's not a complete scam. And do I have some friends investing, or is it cool? Does the team sound legit? All that kind of stuff to filter out. But then I was like, I know this is a volume and a high numbers game, and some of them will pay off and some of them won't. But even then, I think I took way too liberal of an approach. And now I'm very, very, very picky. Like I might do 1 or 2, maybe 3 a year. And like I think I've done 1, maybe 2 this whole year. And then it's about looking at the product that they're building. Is it adding value to the space? Do they have a path to revenue? Do they understand marketing and user acquisition? What's their competition like? Are they building like another trading platform, of which there's 20 going out now, or are they building something brand new? Are they AI proof? Who is the founder? Do I know them? Or what's their history? Who else is on the team? Are they good at spending money? Are they good at saving money? There's a million things. And so like now I'm very, very, very picky about the things I invest in now.
Well, just to go off that quickly, is there anything exciting coming up that you could speak about that you've invested in, or a product coming up that you're excited about, anything like that?
Yeah, I think I can talk about it. I don't think it's been announced yet. Let me have a think. Can I mention?
Yeah, just make sure you're okay to talk.
I maybe won't mention the company just by name. Just maybe they wanted to do an announcement or something. But it's a tax software company. Some people might figure out what it is. But basically, they're approaching tax. Like everyone has a struggle dealing with crypto taxes, and they've basically found a way to do it in a way that seems to me better than most of the existing companies out there. Great founder, great user retention and acquisition over the past, real revenue generating business. Like they're making money, they're cash flow positive. They're just in a really good spot. And so it took me a while to invest in anything this year, but I was fortunate enough to get access to this one and feel pretty good about it. And I'd be happy to like use their product myself and then help them succeed however I can. And I think if you can find those symbiotic relationships where it's something you use, you like, you're happy to talk about, you're happy to invest the money in for the long term, then those sort of check all the boxes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the symbiotic relationship's the key. I think that's why, and like giving back. That's why we partner with these two here with GC. Is like giving back to our community, giving back to the people who've supported us for the past couple of years in our journey. So that's what we love. On the topic of AI, like what do you think the future of crypto looks like? Both from two very separate questions, but like AI and content, and then also AI in like trading or AI in markets. What do we think there?
Yeah, it's going to change everything in every vertical, I think. Like AI and trading, I think there's going to reach a point where everyone has AI trading agents and bots that are doing a lot of the work for them. And edges will diminish. Like edges are getting smaller as time goes on, no matter what. Like 5 years ago, it was very analog. And then you got people with basic trading bots, sniper bots, all that kind of stuff. And it's just getting more and more sophisticated, and AI is just going to continue to accelerate that. And so, it got to a point where if you weren't using any sort of bot, you were sort of at a bit of a disadvantage compared to those who were. Same with AI. So yeah, it's just going to get tougher for those who aren't keeping up with it, and those who are will probably continue to have an edge over those who aren't. In terms of content, I think that it is a similar story. Like, if you're not using AI to aid your content in some way, you're probably falling behind. That doesn't mean get it to write everything for you or create your videos, because it's not there yet, and it probably never quite will be. But I use AI to like brainstorm ideas for my newsletters, or I use it to just basic spell check. And like, there's, I'll put an article in and be like, have I, is there anything I didn't cover that you think would add value to this article? And it always spits out like 10 things. And I'm like, all right, 1 or 2 of those is good. I'm going to add those in, or whatever, using stuff like that. And then there's the other side of just like all the AI slop content on Twitter and everywhere now, which is only going to increase as time goes on. But I think that will only make it even more important to have a unique voice and to be able to stand out from the crowd. And the value of sort of a personal brand gets even more important.
Yeah, I agree. I think you see so much slop on the timelines, and I think I listened to a Diary of CEO with two. He interviewed a psychiatrist and a doctor of neuroscience, and basically they were like, it's evolving to the point that it is a worry. However, if you're not using it, then you're going to be at a significant disadvantage in the years to come. So their sort of takeaway was, well, kids don't know how to differentiate between a simple prompt and a more complex prompt. So they should probably really not be using it unless supervised. But the adult approach was, if you're just putting in write this for me, then that's a real poor, like the memory in brains and the brain activity was really going down, and it's what they've noticed. So their main takeaway was work with it. So as you just said, like go to it with ideas, go to it and say, hey, review this. Am I missing any points? Or this is the topic I want to talk about. ABC is what I've got, but is there C, D, E, F? Like all those sorts of things. So that's what I do. Like I use it for Twitter. I use it for analytics. I use it for a range of different things every single day. My wife actually says I talk to ChatGPT more than I talk to her sometimes. But it is what it is. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, what do you think about that, Craig? I don't think we've ever spoken about that specific topic.
Yeah, I actually don't use it a heck of a lot. I do a little bit, but not a lot for content. But I probably should start to introduce it. My wife uses it quite a lot. Yeah, what do I think about it? I think I'm definitely going to get left behind not using it. But I do notice some of the content that's being put out by people. You can kind of, I don't know, it just seems to lack a bit of, I guess, human elements. The most obvious thing to say is, yeah, just I don't know. I think the InfoFi has done that as well now with people trying to friggin' earn yaps or whatever they're trying to earn. So I guess they've used AI to speed up the production or the quantity of of it. So kind of, but I find it quite easy to wade through myself, but I don't know what it would be like for new people coming in now, because people can come across maybe quite eloquent who perhaps aren't that eloquent in real life. And you see a little bit of that. But no, I sometimes wonder, AI kind of, maybe it's my age being 40. I just didn't take to it as quickly as other people did. Now, I don't know if that's a valid excuse or not, but I need to start using it more. I know, Greenie, I know you do. And I've noticed friends of mine do. In fact, a friend of mine messaged me yesterday and he had summarized the message on Facebook using AI. I don't even know how he friggin' did that, but I got a message going, he summarized the message to you. I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? I don't even know what he did, but yeah, so I see it taking over. I'm just an old man, so I haven't really.
I'm pretty sure they probably have a bot or something that's integrated to the platform.
Yeah.
They actually said that on the podcast. They said the biggest thing is the generational shift in, if you're one generation behind, it's actually so hard to keep up with that.
Yeah.
And like we've seen that multiple times. Like it's so hard because I would classify all three of us in a similar generation, but then I also, like being the youngest here, would also say, well, I actually understand the generation below us probably a little bit better because I was on the brink of tech, I suppose, at school. Like right at the end, we had laptops. We were like, we had to submit things to turn it in and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic there.
Yeah. I need to start using them more, Greenie, to keep up with you.
Keep up.
I've got to get rich and retire, so I don't need it. One of the two.
It's funny, hey, like it's so funny. Like, there's been some content of mine that has been heavily shaped from AI that has done well on Twitter, and then there's been some content of mine that is also heavily shaped from AI that hasn't done well. So it's interesting how it works. It's more about, as you said, it's like creative flair, but also appealing to the viewers and actually still providing value in what they want to probably read at that point in time. Let's talk more degen side of the market. Prediction markets have been a big thing over the past couple of weeks. NFTs I want to talk about as well, and obviously abstract and that whole ecosystem. Is this something that you're all just like, are you taking an active approach there, or is it kind of the same consensus that you've had all year, and it's just more of a passive step back, eye in every now and then approach to the riskier side of the market?
Yeah, it's definitely on the passive side. I've been talking about prediction markets and specifically poly market for many months now. I wrote this big airdrop farming guide, and I wrote that poly market was probably one of the best places to be paying attention to. There's no guarantee they'll drop a token. They've never mentioned it. It's just pure speculation. But just, in case they do, it seemed underfarmed then. It seems now it's becoming consensus. But I certainly think that the other major ones, Kalshi, Myriad, are worth spending some time and capital on. Either from the perspective of farming the airdrop, or just because there are edges and opportunities to be had by either arbitrage or by just finding things that you seem are mispriced, and you can make money by trading or betting and doing stuff there. So I think they're pretty inefficient, generally speaking, especially as you go further down like the niche curve.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely bullish on them, and I've got an eye on them. I'm probably going to be writing an article on them as well because they are interesting, but not really doing too much myself, just a tiny bit of volume here and there. One interesting thing you can do is you can find some crazy, like, will Jesus return this year type of predictions.
On poly market or Kalshi?
Yeah, I think on poly market, it's probably on a couple of them. And it's just like 96% or something that he won't. But then there's a small percentage chance which you can kind of like get stablecoin yield on. And it could be a good way to like park some money, get a yield, farm an airdrop. So that's something I'm kind of contemplating doing.
Yeah.
And then what was the other thing? Prediction markets.
Abstract, I suppose.
Abstract, yeah. So that one is, again, I think it's going to be a big deal. Obviously, you guys do too. I have been a Pudgy holder. I minted Pudgy Penguins, but then I've had an up and down journey with them, but still got Pudgies. I'm a big fan of Pengu, one of my top 5 positions. I'm again taking more of a passive approach where I've got capital on my Abstract wallet. I bought some Memecoins there just to have some exposure. I downloaded the Pudgy Party game yesterday and played. It's actually really fun. So like cool. I can see myself playing more of that because it's I don't know if that'll tie into Abstract and any sort of airdrop, but like it's generally just a fun game. So yeah, doing a bit of that, but again, more on the passive side.
Yeah, okay, cool. And then I suppose the last question,
good boy, Hugo.
Yeah.
And then NFTs. What's your opinion on NFTs? Where do you think they are? Like I think we've seen a big shift with Rect and Pudgy, and you've had trends of like ordinals this cycle. You've had trends of some ETH NFTs, but mainly it's been tokens that drove price action on Azuki, drove price action a little bit on Jurison, and a little bit on Doodles and stuff. But it at the end of the day, they've all just plummeted after the fact. You're probably one of the most reputable names in NFTs from 2021 because you wrote about it a lot every single day, really. So I'm very curious about what your opinion is of NFTs right now and the future of NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm as bullish as ever on the future of NFTs. I think that the technology is game changing, and then they'll be everywhere. I think that investing in them is tricky, but again, I think it takes the same approach to what I've sort of taken to the rest of my portfolio, which is sort of a quality over quantity approach. And I think we've definitely been seeing, and we will continue to see, a flight to quality where a small handful of collections will capture a large percentage of the value. CryptoPunks being probably the prime example.
Yeah.
I think that NFT has its metas and narratives. Like there's the token meta, the airdrop meta, the this, that, and the other. There'll be another one, but I think that will also be one of those types of metas where things will pump and then retrace and pump and retrace, and it's probably not going to be that long lived, as opposed to some of the things that I think do have that longevity, which is your CryptoPunks, your Chromie Squiggles, your Xcopy artworks, these things that have, they're in museums around the world, like stuff that collectors will genuinely want to hold and not just trade. And sort of an extension of that, I think, we've seen these digital asset treasury companies come in with ETH. I think we're going to start seeing some of them come in to buy ETH NFTs as well. And I think they will almost certainly stick to the blue chips, quote unquote, the punks and stuff like that. Whenever that happens, you see a trickle down effect. Like, a couple months ago, we saw that happen, and Punk's floor just absolutely ripped, and a bunch of other collections also went up around that same time. I suspect if the bull market continues, we'll get another sort of time like that.
Yeah.
It's just about hoping you're in the right things that it either trickles down to or that get the immediate order effect. And then every now and then you'll get the like the Moonbirds type project, which does do spectacularly well. And it's about, if you're in the space, you can maybe catch those signals and get in on those early. But it's tricky to trade in and out of NFTs too much, especially with size. Very different to 2021. Volumes are lower and all that kind of stuff. But I think there's a ton of opportunity if you're patient and you can you put bids out and you buy some like the exotic but really high value art NFTs that most people are paying attention to. And if you're happy to waiting 6 months, a year, 2 years, you can make a few X multiple, which is very good, obviously. And yeah.
Okay. Well, let's put you on the spot. What are your top three to five projects that are NFTs and then arts, like in separate categories?
Okay. Projects, non-art projects, I'd say obviously punks, pudgies. I like Chimpas a lot. I've liked them a lot for a very long time. I don't own enough of them. I've always liked Sappy Seals as well. I think they're doing a lot of gaming stuff and other stuff, but they've made less noise lately. Moonbirds, I mean, they're very much on a upward trajectory, and I still hold at least one from back in the day. My wife owns, I think, 3 or 4, which has out-traded me lately, just by holding those. So yeah, I think that's 5. I think apes are an interesting one because I still have my one ape that I had as my PFP forever. They're getting close to their all-time lows in ETH prices right now. USD, they're obviously not, but it's always been a tricky one because they're doing a lot. People don't always know what they're up to. They've got so many different things happening, but the community is incredibly strong. So I think that the ingredients are there for them to really rip again at some point. But and then for art, let's go. Chromie Squiggles are like to me the prime example of just a blue chip art NFT. I really love Meridians on art blocks as well. They're just an absolutely gorgeous collection. They've really held up well price wise. They're doing, I haven't checked them lately, but they're doing pretty well this cycle. Anything by Xcopy, anything by ACK, Alpha Centauri Kid. He's probably one of my favorite artists in the entire space. Actually is my favorite artist in the entire space. I don't own enough of his work. And then I'll put out like the memes by 6529. I think the supply is ludicrously large in that collection, but I think Punk 6529 is working towards some giant vision. And if they pull it off, then there could be value there. I think there is token speculation attached to that as well. And you can definitely pick up pieces really, really cheap in that and get a bit of exposure. So yeah.
No, I love that. I mean, I've always been a fan of art. I just unfortunately don't have the capital to be a collector. I have to be a trader at this point of time in my life. Maybe in the future I can. But I think that's the big takeaway in your point that you mentioned is buy. It's the same approach. Buying this when times are like chill or it's a bear market is often just such an easy buy hold approach. Come back in a year or two. Same as a punk. Like you could have bought. I don't know how cheap they got, but I'm gonna say 40K. I think Punk's got to 40K in the bear
Yeah,
market.
I think they were like less than 20 ETH when ETH was.
Yeah, and ETH was like sub 2K. So yeah, I would say around 40K, 50K. And then now, yeah, they 5X if you just had held for, I think it was only a year and a half. So and that's huge wealth too. That's 200K. So yeah, it's interesting. I think I agree. I think NFTs have a spot. I think, as you said, we're moving more into a quality point of view. I know Raoul Paul and stuff are very bullish on art as a really NFT sort of base.
It's one of the best use cases of NFTs, I think, that we've seen to date. We're going to see a lot more as the tech improves, but just the provenance aspect of art is a really good use case.
Yeah. What about OpenSea token? Do you think they're going to launch one? What do we think there?
I mean, they have to. Like, I think they've basically said that they are. They're doing the XP. Like, they're definitely launching one. Just who knows when. Like the time is right any day now. Like they really should be launching it.
Yeah,
hopefully within the next few months.
That would be. It's very interesting to see how they gamify it or like actually allocate
the voyages, the XP, and all that kind of stuff. But there'll be one. Hopefully, it's a good, nice airdrop. Ideally, they'll figure out a way to time it with like the next NFT season or pump, because that would obviously do well for everyone. But yeah, also just like a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't do spectacularly. Just they're doing a really good job lately. I really like a lot of the stuff that OpenSea has done over the last sort of year. But they did a lot of things wrong before that, and there's no guarantee that when the token launches, it will do well. So yeah, fingers crossed for a nice, good airdrop all around. But we'll see.
We will see. Craig?
Yeah, I'm actually going to steal one of Greeny's questions here and see, Zenek, if you're going to the Australian Crypto Convention.
I'm planning to, yes.
Yeah, nice one, dude.
Yeah. I should be down there. That should be fun. Last year was really fun. Should be fun again this year.
Are you doing anything specific, or are you just going?
I currently am just going. I recently signed on with SwiftX as an ambassador, so I'll be going down with the team and maybe doing some stuff with them, but unsure exactly what it is. And I don't know if I'll be doing a separate talk or anything at the convention itself. I did one last year, which was kind of fun. But yeah, we'll see. It'll just be nice to be down there and then meet people and
excellent. Cool. All right. Well, I know we've only got you for another 5-10 minutes. What is your prediction for the next 3 to 6 months in crypto? When do you think the bull market tops? I look at I have many sort of thoughts on this. Like we're still technically in the 4-year cycle, as many people don't want to maybe admit. Until we are proven not, I would say we are in a 4-year cycle. Bitcoin in itself could exclude itself from a 4-year cycle, whereas everything else might be in a 4-year cycle is the second thought. Third point is we've front run everything this cycle in terms of new all-time highs, liquidity, all that sort of stuff, mainly due to the ETFs and the demand from institutions. So that's a thought. Next thought is, well, if we look at rate cuts, that actually takes time to bring liquidity into markets, like 6 months usually, right? Global liquidity is set to increase into 2026. I had a look at it all last night, very slightly. So that does still allow a little bit of pressure there. We had Choose Rich Nick on the show. He thinks the bull cycle ends mid next year. Easy thinks Q1 next year. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, who really knows? I agree that like we could still be in the 4-year cycle. I don't think we are, though. I think things are significantly different enough with just the institutional inflows and capital and the seismic shift that's happening there. I think that will have a different effect on the market than we've seen in the past. I think that partly because of that, we're a little more tied to macro as well now, where because rate cuts are like sort of only just really beginning sort of in September, and they could go on for a while. And as you said, the effects of those will happen after the cuts take place. And as they continue to take place, I could see the market continue to be bullish for maybe a year or two even. Could also see it crash, in 3 months. So like it's impossible to tell. I think that there will eventually be a significant crash and correction across the board. I think that AI is going to be a big part of that. Unemployment will go up. I think governments won't be able to adopt and adapt in time. And I think all of that will flow into crypto as well. I think the digital asset treasury companies will probably have a bit of an implosion at some point, but I think we're still pretty early to all of those. And so there's still a bunch of people raising money and putting it together and like a lot more capital coming in. That narrative hasn't really taken off. So yeah, I guess like if I had to pick, I would say, let me see. Yeah, like Q2 next year. Like if I had to pick a time. But as you can tell, very not confident in that. But like, if we get a euphoric season, in October, November this year, I'm definitely gonna be selling and taking profits.
I'm the same camp as you. Yeah. I mean, but I'm in the same camp as well, that we could easily see an extended and like maybe not altcoins, but like the strength of strength, right? And that's been the theme all cycle is really rotational, and only strength has really dominated consistently.
Yeah, and it's also been so different in the sense that retail has not come this cycle in the same way as past cycles. Like if you look at 21 or 2017, around this time of the cycle, retail was everywhere. Like this is the time when Justin Bieber and Paris Hilton were flaunting their NFTs on Jimmy Fallon. Most people don't even care about crypto or NFTs right now, but prices are going crazy because of the institutional bit, and that's why I think it's so different this time around. I did get a message from like a cousin of mine 2 days ago asking me if they should buy Solana, and then what else should they buy?
I was going to ask, do you think retail does come, or do you think it's just like ETF and crypto's known now as a global risk on asset, let's call it? Like, what's your thoughts?
I think retail does come. I don't know that it will be in the same way, but I think that they will come in a significant way, probably after rate cuts happen, because when rate cuts happen, people start to see, the money in the bank that I was getting 5% on, I'm now getting 4%, I'm now getting 3%, I'm now getting 2.2%. That barely beats inflation. What can I do with my money? I put it in the stock market. Oh, what about crypto? So I think as that happens, that's when we see, and it just depends on how fast these rate cuts happen and when that catches up. But
if they don't happen fast enough, do you think, and like the bear market hits, is that opportunity then, do you think? Or like how do you think that potentially plays out?
Yeah, that'll be opportunity. I think so.
Okay. Very nice. And your bear market plan, yielding, I know you're a big yield man. I've spoken to you a couple of times personally about that. Is that just your strategy? It's just USDC staking, yield farms?
Pretty much. I think one of the big things to keep in mind is that yields will go down during a bear market. Volumes go down. A lot of the ways that some of the yield protocols make money is on either trading volume or on perp volume and getting funding rate fees and stuff like that. And all of those will drop. And so, you might be getting relatively safe and easy 10, 12, 15%, 8, 9% right now in a worse market, especially as rate cuts set in, you might get 5%, 6%. So just like factoring that into calculations and stuff is important. But and the other thing is making sure that your money is in the safer protocols, because as prices start crashing, if that happens, that's when the newer, riskier protocols doing algorithmic stuff can just get liquidated. So you want to make sure that as we settle into a bear, your money is in Aave or just the protocols that have weathered a cycle or two.
Correct. Yeah.
And basically that's it. And just like playing more golf then, and and just like making sure not to FOMO into random things as prices drip and catch falling knives, and then use the yield. And I'm actually last night was writing this article. We've spoken all these things today that I'm already writing, which is very helpful. But it's basically come up with a wish list of NFTs, of tokens, of things that you want to accumulate and buy when projects do crash in price, and then accumulate those ones. So you already have that plan.
I love that idea. I think I cannot wait. And Craig's in the same camp. Like, we cannot wait to have that. Like, give me a punk at 100K. I don't even care. Give me a punk at 100K. I'll buy one. Like, I probably will buy one. So okay. I mean, you got to go in about 5 minutes time. So I suppose the last question today is always we'd like to ask, and we would have asked you this previously. Do you have a question for us to end the show, or do you have one question or multiple questions that you'd like to ask us?
Ooh, that is a good question. I like that. Let's see.
For context, Choose Rich Nick asked if I liked Buddhism or contemplating like that. Oh my God, it's such a funny guy.
I mean, the temptation is to ask something golf related, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and tie it into something that is a little more wide appealing. let's see. What do you think happens? Yeah, I guess I'd be curious to know, what do you think happens with all these like L1, L2 blockchains? Like there's so many out and so many more coming out. You got Monad, you got Mega ETH, you got Abstract, obviously, you got so many more. What do you think the end state is for the user?
Craig?
That's a good.
I can answer, but yeah,
nice light bulb to end on.
Yeah, maybe you go first, Greeny. That's a fucking monster.
I always like to give it to you just because, like, usually we steal each other's answers to a certain extent. My thoughts are why I prefer Abstract compared to, say, Monad, Mega ETH, all these sorts of other things, even Berachain you could throw into that conversation from the past few months, is they have a different focus, right? And it's focused on consumer crypto, right? It's a new innovation in a way that's like, okay, well, rather than just being this massive, over leveraged, over invested, angel investing, everyone's going to get rich on this airdrop, and let's just see what happens to the DeFi after this sort of chain, which is predominantly what we do see in layer twos, and even like lower layers as well. But like their focus is obviously more on the, no, well, we want content, we want it to be gamers, we want builders, we want traders, we want all these sorts of things on there. And I think that's a massive focus. And that's why I'm like, even like they raised 11 million. They have only what, 250 million TVL. They have $10 million of volume on their meme coins every day. I'm like, I don't care. Like it's something that I think is very different to what we've seen before. And to the point that base is literally going, oh shit, Abstract's gone and done this. Okay, we need to try and do something in that space as well, because they're obviously the number one on there. So for me, I think it's unless you're really innovating, and I think that's been the theme of the cycle really with altcoins as well and memes and stuff. Unless you're innovating and providing actual utility back to holders or back to people who are using your product, you're not going to succeed anymore in crypto. It's not like 2021 where you could literally just go like this and click a button and you probably would have made money, right? So my thinking is unless there's like an actual purpose for people to go to new chains or new EVMs, whatever it is, that I think that they're just going to be on the back burner from day one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that take as well. I think unless you can, I think retention's the big one, isn't it? Rather than people just farming an airdrop of said chain, which has happened in the past, you've got to give people a reason to stay. So the stickiness of the project's important. And that's where I think Abstract has done well. Obviously, you and I have pushed that a lot. So I actually think a lot will die, or most will die, but perhaps one or two will become the Google or the App Store, I guess, is what Abstract's trying to do. And someone made a good comparison. They took a screenshot of the old Apple Store from back in the day, what it looked like, and I was like, whoa, I remember that. Yeah. And it made me think, shit, Abstract the portal's not as bad as you may think, because rewind 10 years, the Apple Store was pretty basic and very similar looking, in fact, worse looking. So I was like, it actually made me believe a bit more in Abstract. So I was like, shit, these guys, I think, are on the right track. And I'm not even trying to show Abstract here. I'm actually not. I just...
and that wasn't me either.
But actually, wrong shirt this time. But I really think the chains that get it can keep consumers there. I actually just have something that consumers want as well, and then to keep them there. E.g. gaming's a great one, I think, that they've done. So streaming and gaming are probably two great ones. So I think Zena could answer your question a bit shorter. I think most will die, but I think the ones that get it right will become massive. So yeah, that's probably, and I think picking the one that becomes massive is going to be very advantageous.
I think to add one last point, the one issue I have is friction. I think it's still very difficult for a lot of people to bridge money over to Abstract. So once we have full integration of credit cards, whatever it is, which I know Abstract does have, I'm not doing that. I don't want to bring my personal money straight onto a platform, but until it's easier, I think that is also a big thing to consider.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, Base has their app, Abstract, it has a very easy mobile experience. More and more, people are coming out with apps. I wonder if there will be an aggregator app where it's like, you just use one app and then you just go straight to apps, and then the apps run on different blockchains in the background. And then, I don't know. But like you said, it all comes down to user experience and reducing friction and making it easier for the users to utilize.
Yeah. Which I think we're not far away from, a year or two or three. Yeah, definitely.
Getting there.
Yeah. Mate, thanks so much for jumping on. We very much appreciate it. Good
Thanks
luck
for
with
having
your
me.
golf this afternoon if you're playing again. I don't know if you are, but
I wasn't planning on it, but if I get my writing done in time, I'd be tempted.
very fair, mate. Very much a privilege to have you on. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Privilege is mine. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Erica.
mate.
See you,
later.
brother.
Yep. Bye.
All right, Craig. Well, the market has been very quiet this weekend, mainly because it is a long weekend in America. So naturally, it is Labor Day tomorrow. Pretty much we've seen red across the board. I wrote a tweet yesterday actually about the diminishing, and we spoke about this on the show actually yesterday, last week as well. The diminishing returns of the BTC moves. If we do take a look at this, like obviously as price increases, guys, like you do need to be aware that like over time, like it is harder for a token to get exponential returns, right? Because at the end of the day, like price is like at 15K to go up 3x, very easy compared to 70K. 3x is what 210 like K, right? So this is one point to notice, but I trademarked this in case someone stole my chart on Twitter the other day because I'm sick of people stealing my chart. But basically, yeah, you're right, mate. You can go. But basically, my takeaway here, chat, is like we're getting to a point where the moves are slowing down. There's less, like, I mean, if you turn on volume as well, there's like the volume is declining on BTC specifically. So again, like Zen said, like if we get a violent push up sooner rather than later, I like to take profit there. I generally am in the camp that it's probably the time to scale out at least a portion of your wealth, because obviously, yeah, we could extend into 2026 or deep into 2026 given the right macro sentiment. So for me, it's a very interesting time in the market right now, and I think I'm DCAing into BTC. I think BTC, if we go sub 100K, I give me that. Like I'm a big bull of buying something. I think that's a no brainer long term. And sure, like we might come all the way down to 70K to 50K in the bear cycle. Like we might only get one more push up to here to like 130, and then that's it. And we do something like this into 2026 or 2027, like something like that could easily happen, right? And like, yeah, sure, I could be buying like 40%, 50% down from where it is. But if we don't, like what happens if we don't? Like what happens if BTC doesn't ever go below, say, 90K again? Like then you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot, because I think like buying red just makes so much sense to me. It just makes so much sense to me. And BTC dominance is actually bouncing a little bit. So I think anytime the trend goes down like this on BTC dominance, I think that's a good time to accumulate BTC. Anytime it's going like this, it's often like, oh, well, yeah, it's outperforming, right? But you want to be buying it when it's doing consolidation or when it's in a deep corrective wave, because then ultimately you're going to be outperforming it over the next sort of period of time. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts there on where we are currently. There's not much really to talk about in terms of price. As I said before, the market very much is quiet because it is a long weekend in America. And not many people are plugged in. I'm sure not many people are even plugged in today to watch the show. So yeah, basically, Craig, I was just saying that like it just makes sense for me to accumulate BTC here. Like even if we do go down to like 50K to 70K in a bear market, I don't care. Like I generally really like buying it when it's like blue and much up at red, right? And also if BTC dominance is also going down, I think it's a great time to accumulate when it goes sideways or when it goes down. So I don't know. I think, like Zen said, I'm optimistically cautious. I think we do have. I should have asked if the top was in. That was the last question I forgot. But basically, he's still bullish, and my general consensus is I'm bullish as well. But that top could have been a top. We don't know. We never know. No one ever knows. But I'm happy to accumulate BTC here for the long term. I think it's a no-brainer. And I also am in the same camp as Zen. Like, I'm actually going to hodl some ETH, I think. I'm going to chuck ETH and BTC on a ledger, X amount, and then just leave it there for 5-10 years and then come back to it when ETH's 100K and when BTC's $1 million. That's when I'll come back to it, okay?
Imagine that. Imagine seeing $1 million Bitcoin.
I mean, it's less than 10x away.
I know. I think it'll come, it'll probably come sooner than we think. I mean, 100K used to be the number, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like that was the number. I remember when that was like everyone was just obsessed with it. And that's obviously where 69K was a top, and we missed it by a fair bit, which is why it makes me wary when I hear calls of 200K. I'm like, we're probably going to fall well short of that. If whatever people say the number's going to be, probably shave 30-40% off it just about.
Contextualize this, Craig. a 10x, so to $1 million Bitcoin is still less than the amount of money invested in gold.
Yeah.
I'm not out to lunch here saying $1 million Bitcoin is very much on the table.
I agree.
Just will take time.
Yeah, that just makes it look so juicy just to buy and hold it.
Literally.
Like out of all the things you could buy and hold on that list that has a chance to move upwards, what are you going to pick? Like what? Nvidia, it's second.
Yeah, like I mean, like Tesla's not on this list. It's down here a little bit, but like they're obviously building a range of different elements, right? Like that's vastly like AI oriented and all that sort of stuff. So rather than, I agree, trying to pick one asset here, I generally am just going to DCA into the S&P or the Nasdaq. I think that's my wife and I, we went for a walk yesterday and we like really spoke about, I was like, well, what's our plan here? Like, okay, we want to have a family, we want to buy a house. Like, unfortunately, like getting money from A to B is really difficult. You have to pay it in a tax efficient way, all these sorts of things. So we're like, well, okay, well, what like is our goal to just build wealth while we're younger now? Have this, well, like have X amount in stocks, X amount in Bitcoin and ETH, X amount in Australian stocks. And then hopefully when you're 40 or 50, this is worth like a couple mil or something. Then you have the freedom to travel. You have the freedom to do something for your kids. You have the freedom to retire early. Like these are sort of conversations that we're having now. It's like, well, what should we be doing at this point in time? I know we're very over leveraged across all markets. Like, I mean, we're in a bubble, and if this bubble bursts, oh shit, it's not going to be nice. Like, I mean, if we look at like gold's at all-time highs, like look at this chart, like gold's at all-time highs, silver's like not far away from all-time highs. Where's the other stocks? ES is at all-time highs. Like that's wild that ES is also at all-time highs. Australian 200 at all-time highs. Apple, not far off all-time highs. Tesla, pull back a little bit. Google, all-time highs. Like Bitcoin, just shy of all-time highs. Like we are in a bubble. Does the bubble crash? House properties, all-time highs. But the demand, I don't know. It's a fascinating question. Fascinating question for me right now is like, when does the bubble pop? And like, or does it? Does it not? And people are just blind. I don't know. Like, Craig, what are your thoughts? You have more wisdom than me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the bubble pops. I've said that for a while. I think it pop. What I mean by pops is it just pulls back hard, which isn't the. It's going to be. I think the next bear market could be a bit gross.
Do you mean in time or in price?
Both. I think it could be a long bear market. I think it could be quite a big dip. The reason why I'm saying that is every chart you just pulled up there is at all-time high, man. It is, yeah. That reeks of popping, all of it. Like that just terrifies me. People are going to have to take profit at some point, and at some point there's not as much money to put in. So as the market cap grows, it takes more obviously to fill the bucket. People have less and less cash these days to spend. I see it. I mean, everything's through the roof price-wise. Groceries, power. It's got to cool off, I think. I don't know if this is sustainable long-term. I mean, I haven't been in investing long enough, though. I wish I had 40 years under my belt, man, of like looking at, because it's been going up now for, well, quite a long time. I mean, real estate's been up for almost ever. But from the last crash in 2008, it's about 18 years. So I haven't been old enough to live through enough cycles to have any confidence in what I'm speaking about. But just looking at those things at all-time high, gold, silver, stocks, food, everything, it's like, ugh. Yeah, I hope there is. I hope there is, because
cash is king.
If I can be like this age now and live through a big pullback, it should set me up pretty well for my for my 60s. That'll be good, right? Shit. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's going to pop. So,
did you buy the COVID dip out of curiosity?
Did I buy it?
Yeah.
Nah, that was pre me entering the market. COVID was before. COVID was before I got in 21, and COVID was really kicking then.
Did you buy stocks or anything or gold or anything like that during the dip?
Yeah, gold. I was buying gold, silver, and I mean there was still COVID. I think when I was buying Bitcoin in 21.
21.
We
In Australia we had a range like over multiple years. It was like, oh,
it was weird. It was on and off. So that's why I can't really remember the dates too well. But I was buying Bitcoin during COVID, gold and silver. Unfortunately, I sold the gold and silver last year, and made decent profit. But when I say decent profit, like comparatively to Bitcoin, minute. So I might have added 30% of my money on gold. I can't remember, but it wasn't a heck of a lot. But to answer your question, yes, I think it pops. I think things come down. I think they're probably going to come down all together, or not all at the exact same time, but it's going to be a domino effect. But I just don't like saying that either, because I don't want to freak people out, and I'm not like 100%. I mean, no one can be 100% sure. What's your take? Do you think just does everything just keep going up over time, and there's little blips, or do you see quite a sharp pullback at some point on everything?
Oh man, that's hard. It's a hard question. We're so over leveraged, right? Like in a range of different things.
Like, I just don't know if you can look at those charts. Actually, I shouldn't even speak there. I'm going to say, look at this. How could you answer any other way without putting words in your mouth? Yeah.
Well, but no, you're right. Like, you can't look at those charts and not be like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, it's like crazy. Chris says, if a bubble pops, though, would holding cash be a good idea? What if the dollar goes bottom up? Well, I mean, yeah, it does depend on your dollar. But like, what else are you going to hold? Like, if you're just going to hold risk on assets that then dump into a year, like, it's a fine line. Like, what pays your bills, Chris? Like, unfortunately, the dollar pays your bills in most countries. So I think it's I think
cash will be the one to hold. I think having a
portion. A smart person would have a distributed, or a diverse is a better word, portfolio structure. They would have exposure to gold and silver. They'd have exposure to stocks, like global, like US, Europe, Asia, Australia. You'd have exposure to that. You'd have exposure to crypto, and you'd have exposure to property. Ideally, you'd have exposure to cash.
Yeah, diversification.
Correct. And then that way,
times,
if we have a massive global exodus where it's like a huge depression, which I know Kicks from the Bodoggos has spoken about. If you go back 100 years in America during it was a very bearish time as well in the coming years, or the coming decade. I can't remember what he said specifically, but like, if you're exposed that way, then you shouldn't feel the pain as bad. But also you're like, well, I'm as diversified as anybody could probably be, right? Like it's hard to do so. So, I mean, if you look at charts, like I want to talk about this too, Craig. Like we actually just got a monthly close. So chat, this is live. Like this is the first live show that's probably out there with a monthly close. So we're gonna break it. We're gonna break it down. Because I'm very curious. I'm not gonna open it yet, but I'm very curious about where the monthly stochastic indicator is. If the pivot is close to where we are price action, it was about 95, I think, last month. So I'm very curious to see what it is. The worry I have here with crypto is that we are seeing look at this volume on BTC specifically, nowhere near where we were last cycle. Literally, we've had huge spikes and we are dying off. That generally means, and you've all seen me trade meme coins all cycle, right? You need volume to continue a move. Second point to this, if volume is contracting like this, a big spike in volume is inevitable. And again, it could be 26, 27 before we see it. This is a monthly chart. But basically, the volume here, if we move higher without volume increasing, I think the big volume spike will be in 2026 when everyone goes to sell. And it's a big red candle like this here. Okay. I think this was the COVID dip here. Okay, it's a big red candle here where everyone sold this top here. Okay. It'll be something like that where it's the big red candle comes in and price just goes like this. So, I mean, if you look at this chart, Craig, at some point, this trend line's got to, whoo, baby, whoo, look at that bad boy. All right. Like at some point it's going to break. It's gonna break. So I mean, we got a bit of room to 97 from a very standard, very simple TA here. I can get rid of that. That was me comparing Bitcoin to Bitcoin. But yeah, I don't know. Thoughts said, like volume coming down, Craig. That's interesting, right?
It is interesting to me.
ETFs obviously are probably. I don't know if this has ETF volume. So that could be a reason why we haven't seen as much volume this cycle compared to previous cycles as well, because ETFs have stolen some volume.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I have to look into whether that would be reflected on that. Possibly not, though, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Okay, we got some really good comments here. Hold on a minute. We're gonna try and keep up with this. Okay. How do you think building wealth during a bubble popping is going to be possible? Well, it's hard, Pad. Like that's exactly what we're talking about right now. I think it's, as you said, diversification and protecting your wealth with diversification if you can get there. And unfortunately, like I'm not even in the position to diversify into a house because at the end of the day, shelter's probably shelter, and like your stable currency is what you spend day to day to survive, right? Like, and survival is number one. That's what you got to drum it down to in human society. So Chris says, I think we go into a Great Depression in the States thanks to Trump and him ruining our economy, at which time the dollar will weaken. I don't mind that. During that time, holding Bitcoin might be the play. Yeah, Bitcoin might hold up. This is it. Like the question a lot of people need to ask themselves is what's going, and it's the same thesis that I literally speak about every week, Craig. What asset it might pump higher, but what asset isn't going to go down as much in a bear market or in a massive macro bubble pop? What asset is going to retain its value better? So is the US dollar going to dump more than what Bitcoin dumps? Is the S&P 500 going to dump more than what Ethereum dumps? Like these are the sort of questions that you might need to ask yourself across that. So I don't mind that point as well. What's your question? How do you build wealth during a bubble popping moment, if it is a possible thing? Is it just taking a long-term perspective, Craig?
Yeah, I think so. I think you build wealth in those times by accumulating.
Yeah.
It may not feel like you're, well, yeah, you are. You're building. I still feel like you're building. It doesn't have to be going up to build. For instance, what I mean by that is if I'm buying Bitcoin from here down to, say, 70,000, I feel like I'm still building wealth because I'm stacking sats. So I feel like as long as I'm taking action while it's dipping or being proactive, I can build wealth. I think possibly people might just have to think building as doesn't necessarily have to mean portfolio price goes up. It just might mean, for instance, what I mean is instead of owning 3 properties, you own 6. In a time with a bubble burst, those 6 properties might not be worth as much as the 3 were at the peak, but at the next peak, you can have 6 instead of 3. Exactly. So you can see that the power there is, you got to zoom out, I guess is the answer. You're going to have to zoom out and understand that your portfolio can't go up in dollar value all the time, and you have to accept that.
And wealth isn't a weekly thing. Wealth is a decade, multiple decades process. Like most billionaires are 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Like, right? Like they aren't a billionaire at 20. Like that's like they aren't a Zuckerberg. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity sort of thing. So Judd has some good points here. Like what about like what if they keep printing money and stuff? Well, yeah, at the end of the day, printing more money dilutes the dollar, and naturally that means it has less value, right? And that's why I think what we said before is diversification is probably, again, we're not financial advisors. Please don't take anything as financial advice. Okay. We do this for entertainment and education purposes, but these are conversations that the everyday person should be having. I spoke to my wife literally yesterday. Yesterday's walk was so productive, guys. I highly recommend going for a walk with your wife. Unplugged. It's very good. Anyways, or your girlfriend, or if you don't have someone, call a friend, go for a walk with them. I think my conversation yesterday was these bloody meme coin charts on the 1 minute have ruined and skewed my idea of investing over time and being like, okay, Greenie, think about it in 5 years. Think about it when you're 40. Okay, Greenie, when you're 40, I know you want to live present, you love life now, but what's this going to be when you're 40? All these sorts of things. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And if you look at the price of Bitcoin now, like you just said, if you fast forward 10 years, say when you're 40, I would bet a large amount of money that it's higher.
Yeah.
So, I think it's about zooming out. I think it's probably about not stressing the day-to-day stuff like we tend to as humans, or what the news has made us do. Obviously, watching social media on the timeline and the news and that, we kind of tend to hyper-focus on today's events a lot, which is why people will, Jerome Powell's going to speak and the markets react to it. And like, how are they still reacting to it? Anyway, humans are interesting creatures, aren't we?
I literally just replied to a guy on Twitter. He's like, just wait till Jerome Powell drops the rates. And then I tagged my Twitter post from last night that literally says it's usually bearish. It's usually bearish out the gate. So
it's been bearish for a while. Yeah.
Here's the comment. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude here. But it's like, are we seriously in a bubble? I just put this question out to Twitter. And this guy's, just wait till JPO cuts rates. I didn't even give him any context. I just put the tweet there. But basically, like, one time cut, like, it's not like, I think people are like, hold on, let me zoom in. Oh, that's a bit much.
So I think people wait for people to save them, eh?
I don't think people realize that a rate cut takes bloody time, man. It takes time for liquidity, for people to realize, as Zen said, like, it takes time for you to go, oh, shit, wait, hold on. I'm only getting 2% on my savings interest account. Oh, yeah, sure. My mortgage has gone down. Now I'm saving a bit week to week. But again, that wealth, if we want to call it that as well, okay, 3 months later, oh shit, we have an extra $2,000 now in our account, or $5,000 or $10,000, whatever. It's like, oh, well, now we should use that, right? Like, it takes time. And often, if you look at history, and I looked at history, right? Traditionally, you actually see a bit of a dump, okay? And fear, okay, during a rate cut. Like, crypto Twitter really glorifies a rate cut as, oh shit, we're sending it to the moon, baby. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. However, in the months to follow, that's where you start to see growth and liquidity re-enter the ecosystem. And generally, there's two scenarios that can play out, okay? It's not always just bullish, right? Soft landing cuts insurance, which means markets soar, with history showing a huge gains the year after rate cuts, right? Or you can have a recessionary cut where it's panic mode, much weaker, sometimes even negative returns as earnings collapse. So people need to understand that, like, rate cuts aren't this savior. They're not going to send Bitcoin to 250K and ETH to 10K and all this sort of stuff. You need to actually unpack what this actually means from a macro liquidity sense and how that actually applies to your risk on assets.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not the silver bullet people want. Like you said, it depends when it's done. It would probably be advantageous if it was done fairly soon, only because then I think 26 might show returns, but there's just a whole heap of other stuff that are happening at the same time that kind of needs to happen as well. Money printer going back on would be useful, e.g. global money supply. That would be useful to spike at the same time, like all those things at the same time. Bitcoin dominance drops. The value of the dollar drops again instead of the rebound it had. So there's a lot of forces at play. One of them is the rate.
Well, we're breaking here live on the stream, guys. BTC is struggling to hold 108. So we are quite bearish. Anyways, let's look at the monthly stochastic because that is very important. Oh, 102. Okay. I'll confirm on the other charts, but 102,450. That means, for the people who maybe haven't tuned into the stream before, if we close September above 102,457, and it's always changing based on price, obviously, then we maintain posture to the upside. If we close below this, maybe that's another lower high here, and that's the sign that we're slowing down. We are slowing down here. So very interesting times. 102, let's check. Yeah, 102 flat. 102 flat on Bybit, MEXC. Oh, I did all this shit.
Look at this, the moon cycles.
No, I did that for a video just to say. I was just being silly. Anyway, that video didn't do
the tides of the ocean affecting Bitcoin.
Yeah, so 102. Okay, so basically September, the end of September, the level to know and watch is if Bitcoin's above 102. Okay, which actually on this monthly chart is dude, that's a big level. It's a very big level. I'm gonna leave that there. And we're gonna come back to that in about 30 days time. Yeah. Interesting times. Interesting times. If you do look at this,
Bitcoin's going to feel quite bad, man.
I think a lot of people are, look at this chart. Like, it has to slow down. And also, like, we are very bearish here if we're losing even just that, right? Like,
I feel like I haven't tasted enough euphoria yet.
And I think that's a lot of people. Dude, people who have no idea, it's so hilarious. Oh, my bull cycle indicator hasn't gone off yet. This thing hasn't gone off yet. Bro, shit changes, homie.
Yeah,
like, come on, bro. Like, you cannot base your analysis off history basing things. Okay, shit changes, and you need to understand macro changes. Exactly. So anyone that says that stuff, it's a little unfollow for me, and it's Okay, I need to find the people that actually know what they're talking about. Is literally the point.
Yeah, you definitely can't stay like, I know some people like Plan B and all that. They sort of have this like Bible they sort of stick to, whereby they don't tend to allow. I'm trying to think of the right words to use here. You just got to be careful about following a thesis 100% and saying to yourself, I'm going to believe in that thesis no matter what the other things say. Charts, man, charts are probably the best thing to go by. That'll tell
why?
you.
Yeah, why charts? Exactly. Why?
That's a great indicator. You're looking at it now.
Exactly. The best indicator is price, because price actually gives you exactly what the consensus is.
And that's saying to me, people are getting a little bit scared.
Yeah, 100%. Give me fear. Give me fear.
Once we hit fear and there's a massive ETF outflow, a massive ETF outflow, and a heavily fear.
We are in fear.
Okay, guys, that's good. I felt we needed to hit it. It's good to hit it. Fear, some good outflows will be good, and I think there were quite a high level of liquidations recently as well.
I think there were over last Friday.
So that sort of stuff happening within a close proximity of each other can be bottoms. So I don't want to say we're close to a bottom, but it's starting to tick boxes for me now.
I personally don't think. I think we can go much lower. I'm in the camp
much lower.
Yeah,
I don't like the word much, Greenie. I like a little bit lower.
I'm in the camp that we could easily see sub 100K.
Yeah.
I am generally in that camp, and
makes me feel sick.
That's like a lot of people are like, oh, Greenie, you're selling your Gigaverse ROMs and you're selling your abstract meme coins, mate. What are you doing? And they were outwardly sell shaming. Bro, smart person, mate. Hey, look at what's macro doing, man? We're going down.
Did you sell some ROMs, did you?
I sold 7 ROMs into WETH bids, and people are like, why are you WETHing them? I said, I listed them on the floor and no one bought them. So I'll WETH them. I will WETH them, bro.
Did people ask you why you were selling them?
People in the Gigaverse chat were like, oh, Rizuka, shout out to Rizuka. He's like, Greenie, people are talking about you.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like the funniest thing, and I think the big lesson for not me, like for people who watch is like, or even people on the timeline, all this shit is like, people want someone to blame, Craig. And I think people like, if someone is anonymous, they cannot blame them. So naturally, as soon as I do something, as soon as you do something, or as soon as Eli, or as soon as like Farouk or whoever it is who is on a live stream and they publicly, someone said it, like Farouk dumped, was it you or someone said like last cycle? Yeah, he dumped captains or whatever it was. So it's like, as soon as a public figure and they have someone to blame, they will go to town because they can't do it to an anonymous person. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm taking profit or I'm scaling out a weakness. Okay. That's the trade there. And if anything, I'm front running probably what potentially could go there. Or rather than thinking that, it's, wait, if Greenie's doing this and he's executed in this many ways this cycle, maybe rather than sell shaming him, I should maybe think about, wait, why would he be de-risking? Why would he be selling? Think about it in a different way. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay, so you're feeling sub 100 before we see new all-time
high? Yes. I don't know when the FOMC is, but I know, as we said, like I think we'll have a mini pump off FOMC, but I think, as I said before, I think naturally that doesn't necessarily translate to dramatic buy pressure. So, and I listened to so many podcasts on the weekend. It was so good. Anyways, a lot of people are like, well, if Michael Saylor stops buying Bitcoin, who's buying Bitcoin? Genuinely, who's buying Bitcoin? So that's a really important point to consider as well. I've, as I said, I'm buying $50 of Bitcoin every day. Not a lot, but it's like 10 grand a year. I think it works out to be from memory, which is fine. But if we go sub 100, I plow more money in. My issue now is I bought Link and I bought Hyperliquid. I'm like, I still am bullish on those, but you just have to learn to sit in red. I don't think people understand that learning to sit in red. Like, so many people are so comfy, Craig. So many people are so comfy when their bags are green, when things are going up. Learn to be comfy when your bags aren't green. That's the secret sauce to crypto.
Yeah. It's a weird it's a weird thing to get used to. I mean, even myself hearing you talk about sub 100, I'm like, I'm not ready for that, man.
Shit, I'm not ready for it.
Not ready for it. I need to taste 150 before we see 90 something. But yeah, I guess it's just about, you just got to have a little plan ready and tell yourself, if it does go there, this is what I'm going to do. So when it happens, you aren't trying to make a decision, because making a decision when the market's dumping is so hard, man.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Don't let that happen, guys. Make a plan now. Not a financial advice, but I'm going to, and I would suggest perhaps making a plan for every price point for Bitcoin. Not every price point, but have a plan at 100, have a plan at 90, have a plan at 80. The plan may be just do nothing, but make a plan.
But if you're in high risk assets, you probably do need to consider doing something, because that's the shit that will dump 90% and not come back.
Especially if you're heavy in memes and alts. Definitely have a plan just so you can protect your capital, because if you do time it wrong and you miss the top of Bitcoin and it pulls back, and when I say pull back, I mean actually enter a bear market, those memes and those alts are just not going to, you'll have a dead cat bounce often, and you probably will get an exit, but it won't be what the top was. And what you'll find is most people will be re-entering then. That's why you get the bounce, right? Because everyone's like, right, it's on discount, this must be the bottom. And then it just fucking keeps going. And it's going to be interesting, man. It's only my second bear market coming up. So it's going to be interesting psychologically how I deal with it. It's one thing to plan. It's another thing to see how it goes. But I think the main thing is to have a plan. But, World Liberty's launching tomorrow.
Yeah, we're already long in GTG. We're printed on that. Shout out to Cypher for getting.
So you're not thinking a green September, Greenie?
No, not on history and not on where we are macro. No way. Okay, why? Look at this weekly momentum. Oh shit, we are dumping, right? And we have a lot of pressure here on this. Okay, well, let's go to the monthly. Okay, monthly, we're above the pivot for now. Let's go to the 5-day. Oh shit, we're well below. It's coming down. Let's go to the 3-day. Oh, we're dumping. We're nearly rounding out here. We are close, but we're well below the pivot. 113.9. We're well below that. We're $6,000 below that. Let's go to the daily. Okay, the daily, we're also very oversold, but we're below the pivot. Are we done dumping yet? Not in my opinion. So then where do I get interested, Greenie? Well, you draw your fibs out, guys. You draw your fibs out. So from the low to swing high. Okay, always a good one to look at. 105, 99, 93. I 93. Give me
93, huh?
Give me 93.
That looks like a good level.
You got to remember, I lost 1 BTC in this scam, so I need to reaccumulate some BTC. And I'm pretty sure when I lost it, BTC was about 83, 84, 85,000. So it's down here. So that's where I'm playing catch up. But so yeah, give me that. But yeah, so a lot of higher time frame, and this momentum indicator is fantastic at giving me when we are overextended. That's why I'm sitting in stables. That's why I've sold. I still worry. Like I have probably too much in some meme coins on Abstract. I'm like, shit, I probably shouldn't do that. Like I shouldn't own that, right? So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm thinking about a few things. I'm protecting downside risk, right? That's the biggest lesson. It's like, sure, like we could move up from here. We could have a really nice pump, whatever it is, but I'm protecting downside risk.
I've got a question here from, it's a great name, Dick Swinger, is asking on Abstract. Thanks for the tip as well. Greenie, what would you need to see macro-wise to change this thesis? So,
Well, bottomed out stochastic, right, is probably the first one. Bottomed out stochastic. So bottomed out stochastic basically is like that. Basically, all these up here, I want to see closer to the bottom and then accumulate. Like they're all collectively like this. I also want to see macro, again, like rates sick. Like as I've already explained, it's like that takes time. So that could be Q4. I want to see us get out of September. Generally,
ASAP.
Genuinely want to say, look, we're already. Have we started? No. Okay, so wait, it should have started. Unless this, what time zone does it start on?
The American.
Oh, yeah, if it's on America, we haven't started yet. If it's on Europe, it should have started. But yeah,
come on, Green, let's go.
Well, I know Zeneca put up a post yesterday saying like 75% of the time that we're June is green, September is green. So like green and green. That was some hopium. Green, red, green, red, green, 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 green. So 75%. That was the only. I analyzed this so much today and yesterday. That
Like
is
if we get them -7%, bro, like the other bull markets, 21 and 17. Yeah.
That's what I want to say. Like that was the only bullish takeaway I could find on this. Everything else, in my opinion, was bearish. So historically, in a bull market, in the bull market top year, negative.
Yeah.
Average, negative. Why?
Well, that's your daily dose of hopium, guys. I hope you walk away from the stream feeling.
Guys, we give it to you real. We're not here to bullshit you. We're not here to say, yeah, we're going to 250K. We actually know our shit. And we've been knowing our shit for 2 years, and we've been doing this every day for 2 years. So go click follow on our Twitter page and go click subscribe on Kick, because I think we're going to be cutting off Twitter soon. I think we might do that soon. Is exclusively stream to only Abstract and Kick.
Turn the tap off.
We're going to turn off the Twitter tap. We've been tapping for free for too long, Craig. We've been tapping for free. You guys think this is a key support for Bitcoin? I just joined the stream. Well, it's not really at support yet, but I mean, I was long. I probably am stopped out of my. Oh no, I'm probably still just in profit on my long, but I'll be stopped at break even. That's a standard price. Yeah, I mean, when you look at this, it's hard to. I mean, ETH gets slammed in September, -6, and the median is -12. Bull market years 2021, red. 2017, red.
Oh, -21.
Plus, look at what we just did in July and August. Bro, come on, man. You can't just go up only. Like, you can't go up only.
Yeah, that's true. Those are pretty...
Hey, I don't know. Chat, let me know. Do you want us to keep it real and actually give you general, like, honest opinions, analytics of what we think? Or do you want us to bullshit? Let me know. Let me know. You have to let me know. Okay? What do we think?
Yeah. Well, the good news is we'll still be streaming and we'll be bleeding with everyone else. So.
Yeah. Bags are down, boys. Bags are down.
I'll be here with you guys crying as we go down as well. So
yeah.
What was that other question? Do you think Clarity Act will trigger alt season? I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
Must be American. I don't know. I'm I guess fuck, that doesn't look good, the data, eh? Get ready to buy, boys and girls.
I don't know what this comment means too. Go look at what ETH dominance highest and calculate what happens to price if it reaches back to it. I don't know what you mean. I mean, here's the ETH dominance chart. Like it's on an absolute tear, bro. Hold on. Here we go. It's on an absolute tear. And look at the stochastic momentum on the weekly. Bro, it even has volatility expended. So, mate, okay, here's a lesson. You're at the 92nd percentile on the weekly. You cannot go higher. Look, in the history, you cannot go higher than that. Where do you go from there? You go down. You either go like this, and that could happen, or you go like this. Okay, that's how it works. What's the consensus here? Do you want us to bullshit you guys, or do you want us? Yeah. Okay, we got one person with the BS. And then
we're going to 200.
Okay, we're at 50-50, guys. 50-50. Yeah. We need more. We need more engagement here. Do we want more? What's your chat say, Craig, on Abstract?
They're saying thanks for the honesty, Dick Swinger especially. So
I appreciate you, Dick.
He likes the truth. He likes the truth. But the good news is, if you've just tuned in and heard that bad stuff, that I still think we go higher. I don't think we've seen the top.
Same. I agree.
So with that in mind, everything we just said should actually excite you.
Yeah.
If we're going to go high over the next 6-12 months.
So if you're in a token that's done really well recently, probably take some profits.
Yeah.
Because certain things will, they're going to join the party to the downside is what I'm saying. Craig, what's your thoughts on NFTs? I was talking to Colin this morning in VIP. Do I sell a Moonbird here? Like, I have 3, man. Like, it just makes me a little bit queasy. Like that I have a little pudgy, big pudgy, and 3 Moonies. So that's 9 ETH, that's 10 ETH, that's 20 ETH. I can't buy half a punk. Damn.
Do you sell some?
Yeah, I'm bullish, but I'm also optimistic that we could go lower. I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club at sub 9 ETH is wild.
You gonna buy one?
No. Give me 5 ETH and I'll buy one.
5.
Give me 5 ETH. Here you go, guys. Give me. Hey, ping me when these are at 5 ETH and I'll buy one. 6 ETH. I might go 6 ETH.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, you can't. What I hate is that you can. So where were these these were 5 ETH. Oh no, 2021. Oh no, it finally has the full. Okay, it finally has the full picture here. Okay, maybe the floor doesn't. Okay, so, dude, wait, what? This looks so inaccurate.
Go floor.
Yeah, it doesn't go back far enough.
Oh damn.
It only goes back to 2024. So we are actually below. Nah, but that's not bear cycle. Hold on. I'm gonna have to go to the competitor.
Yeah.
Dude, can someone please build a good platform for charting NFTs?
Yeah.
Please. Craig, you're gonna hate me, but I listed my ordinals.
Did you?
Yeah, and they've gone lower than where I listed them. Oh shit!
That's what happens, man, when you don't believe.
Okay, here we are. Bored apes. Give me. How do I make that? Dude, again, this is horrible, but we'll go trading view. We'll go. Oh, yeah. No, we're on the weekly. Can I make this bigger? There we go. Oh my God, bro. Come on. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay. We are at the lowest point. Okay, they had what? 1, 2, 3. Hold on. Yeah, 6. How long was this? Yeah, days. Okay. They only had about a week of days below 90 since they launched. That is wild.
Yeah,
that is wild. Okay, can I get rid of this canvas? Oh, it's not going to let me. That is wild, Craig. That is wild. Give me USD. Give me US. Where's the US tab? Oh my God, they're all so different. Where is US on this chart? Oh my God.
I actually don't know on
US to analytics USD. There it is up the top. They're all bloody different, mate. See the issue here, not the issue, but okay, in USD they're still well above. So USD they went down to 20K, 21K. Listings up too, Craig. People are sick. Maybe these are the loans and they're over leveraged. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that data. But wow, Craig. I don't know. Where do you become, is it a USD value where you become interested in a board ape yacht club?
I don't think
or ETH.
Yeah, I don't think I can buy a board ape.
You don't think you would?
Nah, I don't. I just don't see the
appeal.
Not really, man. Not really. It's funny to say that, but because in 21 I would have died to have had one. It's funny how
how time changes, eh?
Yeah. No, I'd rather hold Bitcoin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, interesting.
I'd rather hold Bitcoin, to be honest.
So boring, mate. Boring.
It is boring. It is boring. Yeah. I can't wait to be bored in my mansion, though.
Caleb says Bitcoin RSI is on 35 on the day chart and touching down to previous I've got a meeting in 20 minutes, but down all-time high. Seems like a good support. Bro, zoom out, homie. Zoom out. Biggest lesson I ever learned in crypto is you rely on the weekly chart.
Yeah, weekly's pretty good. NFTs, no, just to sum that up, Greenie. Your Moonbirds, I don't know, man. I don't reckon you're going to have to wait that long to
get
another pump.
HODL?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh!
I think so. I think you might have to HODL 4 weeks, maybe slightly longer, and I think you're going to be good to go.
Yeah, okay.
But if you think Bitcoin's going to drop below 100, then shucks.
That could be big pain across the boards.
I mean, I don't know. I'm personally just going to hold my ETH NFTs and ride September out. I think Q4 for me is still the target.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
abstract memes. What do you think? What are you doing with them?
With what? Sorry,
abstract meme coins.
Fuck, that's annoying. That yeah, I'm hodling.
Oh my God, volume's down 4. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Holy.
What was it, 10?
Everyone's away for America, so this is a bit of an outlier, but.
Yeah, I'm hodling here. I'm not going to sell. That looks horrific. There's lots of red. I'm not going to sell on a day like this. I'm not even going to look at. I actually stopped looking at these charts over the weekend. I stopped looking at the charts because it was starting to irritate me. And I'm 250K away from platinum. So I'm speed running to platinum. I just want to get as fast as I can, and then I'm going to be ruthless on this chain.
Oh shit! You hear that first? Front run Greg, guys. Front run Greg.
Yeah, I'm nuking. I'm full clipping. No, I'm joking. I'll have etiquette, but it'll just allow me to trade.
Is that a subtle like Greeny? Come on, have some etiquette.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm one of those traders. I actually don't watch other people's moves, not much, and I don't really care.
Yeah.
When you sell, you're not the only person on the planet. Like when you sold S&P, I was still in it, so you know.
Well, I bought some and now resold.
But I mean, I've sold plenty of stuff that you're into. It's just
exactly.
And you're not the only seller, dude. Like I can't blame you. I'm going to blame the other 1,000 people that sold that day, right? And what does blame even mean?
I know it's wild. It is wild.
Like, how can I blame someone for taking profit? Anyway, I'm not looking at these charts, but thanks for bringing them up. They look bad. Something like only new stuff's up. Yeah, look, it's a Sunday in America. What you're saying? It's a public holiday.
Yeah, public holiday tomorrow. Lower highs here still forming on like a lot. Retspo also, but I mean these are consolidation patterns, right? These are This is a bull flag, right? Technically,
that's a buy probably.
Like soon. This is a bull flag where it breaks out continuing. Ulu has broken its support, so do be wary if you are set holding. This looks like it's losing a bit of steam. Volumes died down as well. So that's something. But shout out to those guys who printed on that bad boy. But yeah, that has broken support. So it's maybe playing catch up to the rest of the red market. Poly, it broke out of a wedge last night, but yeah, again, no new volume coming in to take it higher. So again, what like is this going to be a lower low and a break back into resistance? I don't know. Abstar 25 seems to be holding that pretty steady. Not many sort of buyers or sellers here. So yeah, it's an interesting time. Pengu though looks like it might be losing its 382. I mean, if you look at the market, like this is bottomed on stochastic on the daily, but the 3 day still has a little bit more room. 5 day, a lot of room. Weekly, a lot of room. I'm in the camp that I want to just see us. It's going to be a painful month. I think I'm going to put it out there. It's going to be a painful month, and you just need to learn to sit on your hands, de-risk out of shit if you don't want to hold the red, or buy if you think this is not the end of the market because this is a good opportunity.
Yeah, I think Ping is probably, I said this every day last week, probably coming up to a pretty good buy zone. I think it probably got lower though, lower, a little bit lower. I'm in no rush to buy anything. I'm just watching the market at the moment. Seeing what Bitcoin does.
Yeah,
looks like it wants lower, unfortunately. So
this is a market where I become very interested is prediction markets. So.
Yeah, I saw you going quite well there.
Yeah, mate. Hey, the goals to I've unfortunately stabled up, so I can't really track $25. I've got $7,000 on abstract and stable. So I can't really track the $25, but I'm up like 2x already on the first 4 that I put in. Yeah. Everyone was so bullish, and I was long, so I was like, I'll take a hedge and I'll do all the bearish ones, and they all played out. So it's so good.
Yeah, that's good. You can actually make the right money on there sometimes, eh?
If you know what you're doing, yeah. And there's enough liquidity. Like this one only has $730 of liquidity. So it's not like if you're a whale, you can't move. Like you can't even pitch into that, right? So
True.
Yeah. So CMC Fear and Greed, it's at 46 today. Index 42 or higher on September 3rd. That's like multiple. They're being sneaky now. They used to do it like a day in advance. Now they're doing it 2 days in advance. I'm like, but this could close. When does this close? Market close today. Wow, bro. 10 o'clock tomorrow. So maybe this is one we'll have a look tomorrow. All right. Well, I think we might end the show there. We are live tomorrow, IRL Brisbane, for those who are coming. Super keen to catch up with people IRL. Are we doing a show in the morning, Craig, as well here?
Tomorrow, if you've got time, I will have time. It just depends how long your drive is. But we could do a short one if you wanted to.
I think we might do a little 20-minute show.
Yeah, I think so. I definitely can.
Yeah, I think I'll do it. Yeah, I think I should be fine. It's just I might be late to the lunches, or let me just do something. If you want to do the outro, I'll just work out. I'll let you know how long it's going to take me tomorrow. Yeah,
cool. All right. Well, guys, I'll say thank you to everyone. Also, thanks to our partners. Big shout out OKX Australia. Thanks for your support, for supporting GC Crypto. Obviously, spot trading's what I like to do. So I love them for spot trading, whether you're new or old. Their platform's fantastic. Links are in description. If you have any questions about how to use them, or however silly the question might be, reach out to Greeny and myself. Also, thank you to Yeet they're one of our newer channel sponsors. Thanks for your partnership, and we do have some money to give away later this week. I think we're going to do $1,000, Greeny, towards the end of the week. We do have a bunch of people that have actually been trading with a bit of volume there now. So shout out to the couple of the people last I looked that were spending a bit of money there. Once again, gamble responsibly. There are 5 people now. Thank you very much. So we will be keeping an eye on that. So there are some big prizes to give away. Once again, links are in the description. Shout out to you guys for tuning in, to the viewers. Shout out to Zeneca for jumping on. Yeah, shout out to Greeny for jumping on with me. We'll be back tomorrow morning for another quickie, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you're in America. Obviously, we've got that live tomorrow in Brisbane. So we'll do a quick show in the morning, then we've got a live in Brisbane. And then I think we probably won't have a show the following morning, Greeny.
I'll say maybe. I don't think I'm going to drink tomorrow because I got to be at home, pick up my dog and stuff on Wednesday morning very early. So gotcha. I might be able to do a show Wednesday with Eli, and if you're home or not, whatever.
Sure, it's XP day. Yeah, look, I might. I might still. So we might still have a show every day this week. It might just be a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
On
Tuesday.
Yeah,
exactly. So bear with us, guys. And also, I am going overseas in about 2.5 weeks' time, and the show will unfortunately be a bit more sporadic as we gallivant, or as I gallivant across.
You're going to bring the beard back?
Oh, dude. Oh no.
Show the viewers, Greeny, just quickly.
No,
this is what Greeny looked like if he's comfortable showing it. I think he will be.
I think I've shown it previously as well.
This is Greeny when he went overseas. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year, yeah.
I didn't tell how many years ago it was. But this is Greeny.
Shit.
Full beard, hair.
Oh,
wow. Looks like bloody Tom Hanks. Where's Wilson?
I know, bro. It actually is cast.
Looks like Wilson. That's Greeny. Look at the state of it. On B&B. Memecoins on B&B.
Yeah, it's a video I did on B&B. I got a comment. Look at this 1 day ago. I was like, what? Who's trading on Binance?
Shit, that's great.
Anyway,
so hopefully, are we going to get that back, Greeny? Are you?
I know I'm not overseas for long enough. I think that would have been like 2 months growth, maybe 2 or 3 months growth. So I'm only overseas for 5 weeks. And also I'm going to 2 weddings, so I need to look sharp.
That's that's unreal. I don't even remember you like that, Greeny. But then when we went back to our first stream, I had a massive beard as well. So maybe these are what was that? Were we in the bear market? No.
Well, no, it's the start of the bull market when we first started, and then this was mid bull market as well. So maybe it's bull market things. Bull market.
Yeah. I might have to bring it back. I don't know.
Bull market wisdom, Craig. But yeah, guys. Gosh, flashback. Do you prefer that or do you prefer this? I don't know.
I think the clean looks probably better.
It does look a bit more
reflecting back now. I saw my beard as well. I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? I was on camera like that.
It's wild. It's wild. All right, chat. Thanks so much for any tips as well. Unfortunately, we can't see all of them. They aren't coming up. But yeah, massive shout out to Craig and to Zen for jumping on as well. Regarding the Yeet giveaway on Friday, I think we have to give you a code, and you have to be a live viewer. And the live viewer will have a code. And then we'll have to do a few tests because hopefully we can get access to it and we can do the spin. But yeah, there's 5 people who've done volume. I just had a look before for this week, but I think it'll be next week. So those people who have been on there already, GG's, but stay going because you might get better entries compared to people who haven't done any volume. But yeah, massive shout out to you. Look a lot more credible, clean and shaven. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think it does look more credible.
Yeah. Craig, have a lovely Monday, mate. And I'll look forward to our chat tomorrow. And then we're IRL. We're in IRL.
I know. It'd be good to see you. We'll have a low alcohol beer or no alcohol beer. We'll work it out.
Yeah, give me a 0.5. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll go a couple of middies. I'm the same as you. I probably won't drink a lot. I want to be on good form for the IRL. And then fuck, it's so busy, bro. We got so much on. It's like I don't have time to be hungover at the moment.
Literally, I don't. That was me Monday last week.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Easy. Have a lovely Sunday night if you're in America. If you are in America as well, enjoy your Monday day off as well. And we'll be live again tomorrow, as Craig said. Thanks for tuning in with us. Have a good day. See you later.
See you guys. See you, Greeny. See you, chat.